Guys, what's going on? Hope you're having an awesome Thursday. It's Billy C, part-time content creator here at Odds Gym. I don't know about you. I am jacked up that we are less than an hour away from real NFL football getting started. I'm super pumped. So, for about the next hour, I'm going to go through the Odds Jam arbitrage page. I already have one teed up for us, an arbitrage that's lined up that we can make some money off of. But feel free, shoot questions, ask anything that you might want to know about arbitrage betting or Odds Jam in general, just the tools, how they work. But we're going to try to hit some live bets right now and just kind of show you how easy it is to make risk-free cash and kind of just walk you through step by step. So whether you're a seasoned veteran that's been using the tools at Odds Jam or you're brand new to this and you've heard about this and seen on Twitter or AKA X, I'm going to show you right now how you can do that. So I'm going to drop my Twitter handle down here because if you guys want to ask questions here or if you want to just reach out to me and slide my DMs later with some questions, I'm more than happy to help. So appreciate you guys stopping by. I am so excited for football tonight. I'm kind of hoping for points. Most of my bets on the Lions and Chiefs game is just kind of like the over. But there's a lot of promos out there right now, guys, on DraftKings, Caesars, FanDuel, a lot of really nice promos. So let me go ahead and share my screen because I already have a baseball arbitrage lined up for us. And I kind of want to show you how it's going to work. All right. Definitely wanted to live stream for you guys and show you the tools, but clearly I want to watch some football in a little bit, so I'm really excited. All right, so we're on the arbitrage page right here. Now I have two offshore sports books, XBet and Bookmaker. There's an arb here. This is with the first half run line in the Guardians Angels game. Also, there's an arb here for BetMGM. I'm going to back it up real quick. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, guys, we are going to bet on the both sides of a match. And because each sports book sets their lines independently of each other, there is opportunities to make risk-free money in the market. So the one interesting thing about Bookmaker with Odds Jam, they usually don't have the correct odds for Bookmaker. And right now it's at plus 127. So what we're going to do here is we're going to click on this calculator. And I'm just going to update the odds that we can get here at plus 127. It's actually a better ARB. So right now in this calculator, if we wanted to bet $25 on the Angels, $20, excuse me, we'd have to bet $16.82 on the Guardians, right? We're going to take the winner and the loser. After the first 5 innings, we want to know who's winning the baseball game. And our total investment is going to be $36.82. We're going to get paid out no matter what happens, no matter which side wins or loses. We're going to make $38.18, which is a risk-free profit of $1.36. Now, I understand that might not seem like much. If we wanted to do $200, right? We'd have $368. We'd make a risk-free profit of $13 and change, which is pretty crazy, right? So I have about $61 in my XBet account. I don't want to use it all on this play, but we're going to bet $30. And so that means over at Bookmaker, I'm going to bet $25. First thing right off the hop, guys, when we're arbitrage betting, you never want to bet $25.23. There's a dead red giveaway to the sports books that we are arbitrage betting. So keep your numbers whole, 25, 26, 24, whatever the case may be. We are always going to be betting more money on the favorite. So minus 110 is the favorite, where the Guardians are at plus 127. That's the underdog. So we're always going to be betting more money on the favorite, less money on the underdog. And normally what's going to happen is the underdog's odds are going to be a much higher payout than the favorite. And so we're going to be able to find some risk-free money in the books. So first off, we're going to go over to XBet. I'm going to already have this bet teed up for us. I'm going to show you where I found it and bet the $30, and then we'll hop over to Bookmaker. When we're making these bets, guys, we don't want to be doing what I'm doing right now, which is taking a lot of time and trying to explain it. We just want to boom, boom. We want to get in there right away. So let me go ahead and share my screen over at XBet, and I'm going to check the line over at Bookmaker to make sure that it's still there. Okay. So it did change slightly over at Bookmaker. It changed to plus to 122, which is still an ARB. Before I even shared my screen, I used to have an account with BetMGM, guys, but because I arbed too aggressively with them, I'm severely limited. So bookmaker is the best one for me. And then, yep, we're still good over at XBet. So let me go over ahead and let me show you XBet right now. Hope you guys are having an awesome Thursday. Excited for some real football to happen. And I believe we do have one college football game tonight. Louisville plays tonight against Murray State. All right, so we're over here at XBet. Basically, I'm on the MLB first 5 inning line, and we're just going to scroll down here, and we want to bet. I'm going to double check here on the ARB. We want to bet the Angels plus a half run at -110. So we just, once we click here, we go down to the bet slip, and then I'm just going to throw in $30 on this. We go ahead and place this bet for $30. Boom, there it is. It's accepted. So now what we'll do is I need to bet $25 and change over at Bookmaker. So let me go ahead and share my Bookmaker screen. Feel free to ask any questions in the chat, guys, while I'm going through this. But when we're doing this, ideally, we'd like to have both screens pulled up at the same time. We type in the amounts for both sports books, and then we submit the bet at the same time. So over here at Bookmaker, this is an offshore sports book. We just want to go over to MLB. We want to go to the first 5 full innings. We're going to go down to the Guardians, minus a half run at +122. We're going to click on that. What I love about Bookmaker, another awesome thing about this, you see this minimum and maximum. So I know how much money they'll let me take right off the hop. But we're going to bet $25. And boom, there it is. So now we'll go back to the arbitrage page over at OddsJam. And we're going to go ahead and plug this in. So we know that we bet $30 over here at XBet. Probably maybe should have rounded up, bet 26 on Bookmaker. But I'm going to sacrifice 80 cents. So if the Guardians win this ball game, I'm not going to make $1.47. I'm going to make 80 cents less of $1.47. And if the Angels win, though, I'll make $1.47. So one thing that I implore you guys to do, if you don't care at all about OddsJam or what I'm talking about, but you like to bet on sports, take advantage of their bet tracker. Excuse me. It's absolutely 100% free. You might have to give up an email address. So just give them one of your old email addresses, and you can plug in all your bets, and it tracks it. And it also will tell you how you're doing versus the closing line value. And it's just an awesome tool. I'll show you here once we're done plugging this in. So $25 over at Bookmaker, $30 at XBet. So we have a total investment of $55, and we're going to get paid out either on Bookmaker $55 and some change, or $56 and change over at XBet. So that's the first arbitrage play. Let me show you the dashboard here real quick, guys, because I'm a huge fan of it, and it's absolutely 100% free. And I think it's well worth it. Even if you don't want to use OddsJam at all, sign up for any of their products or their tools. I completely understand, but it's a pretty nice bet tracker if you're getting this for free. So we'll go here, and I'll share my screen here. So this is what the dashboard would look like, kind of like your past week. And then right here, how many live bets that I have going on. This is my September right now. I'm up about $215. I have 2 live bets right now that's going on at the moment. And then down here, here's where it's really awesome. So all the bets that you end up placing, this is all time, guys, what I've made and what I've bet, right? But if you just wanted to kind of chop this up and look at a custom date range, and if we wanted to look at August, so I go August 1st to August 31st, and then it shows me what I did in August. Obviously, it wasn't a profitable month for me, but I wasn't arbitrage betting. So it'll show you that. It'll show you all your statistics, your closing line value by your sports book, profit by sport. This is all free, guys. This doesn't cost anything at all. So I highly recommend you guys use this, their bet tracker, because it offers a lot of cool charts and graphs, and you can kind of see what's going on. So let's go back to the arbitrage screen. I will air. Yeah, my man Air. I'll show you a little later in the screen, man, or in the show. We'll hop on Underdog Prize Picks, Parlay Play, Jock Market. I'll show you those and show you the best plays that we can find. I'll definitely do that for you, my man. All right, we're going to go back to the arbitrage tool, and let's see what we have going on. So naturally, guys, when it comes to arbitraging, you want to have the highest place possible. There are some sports books that I have accounts with, but I don't have any money with anymore because I'm severely limited. So one right here would be this Ramon Laureano in the Guardians game. This is almost 5%. This is a great arb if you have Bovada and Golden Nugget. But one that we can do right here for myself is this Adam Wainwright bet. I already bet this on Fliff, his over 5.5 hits allowed. Oh, yeah, Nitro. Sorry about this, guys. Nitro, remind me. Okay. That was from the last live stream, guys, we had. It looked like Fliff had made a mistake on a money line play for the WNBA. It was like a 25% arb. It was really wild. But I'm glad to know that. I'm not glad to know that you lost. They pulled it back, and not happy that you lost it, but it wasn't a typo. So we're going to go over to Fliff and Caesars right now. I'm going to try to pull this one up again. So, again, with Wainwright, guys, this is a player prop bet. This is where you're going to want to probably keep most of your player prop bets under $100. Player prop bets are the quickest way that you can get limited. Now, so, Fliff, the maximum we could bet on Fliff is $250. I think I only have maybe like $180 in the account right now. But if you wanted to bet the max on Fliff, then you know that on Caesars you could bet 155. I know that no matter what bet it is on Fliff, whether it's player prop, money line spreads, the maximum you could bet is $250. But if you wanted to do that, obviously you're putting in around $405. You're making $11 risk free. So I'm going to go over, pull this up on Caesars, and then I'm going to pull this up on Fliff. Fliff doesn't have a mobile desktop on the computer, so I have to do it from my phone. And we're going to go ahead and probably put down just a simple $50. Probably put $31 down on Caesars and just make $2.25. This is one sportsbook, guys, that if you're not on Fliff, incredible in terms of just arbitrage opportunities. It's available, and you only have to be 18 years of age in the United States. So one of the very few sports books I know that you don't have to be 21. So if you're 18 or older, you need to get Fliff. So let me pull up Caesars right here, and let me go to the Wainwright. Let me pull up his hits. Let me pull it over here, and I'll get it up and ready to go on my phone. All right. Fliff's a little wonky, guys, sometimes when it comes to depositing cash. They have like their Fliff coins and whatnot, but don't worry, it's all legit. I've deposited and withdrawn money from Fliff, and I've gotten paid out, so no worries there. All right, let me go ahead and share my screen now. I can show you how to navigate this over at Caesars. Who do you guys like in tonight's game between the Chiefs and the Lions? You're pulling for a particular player prop bet, or I'm kind of hoping that the Lions make it a game. I'm really rooting for a lot of points. All right, so we're going to scroll down. Once it shows, there we go. We're going to go to the Cardinal game, and we're looking for the hits. So we got to go all the way over here to pitching, which is hiding all the way over here. And I think it's pitcher. It might not be listed pitcher. And so for here over at Caesars, we're looking for under 5.5 hits for Wainwright. It should be a plus 168. So we scroll down, walks allowed, strikeouts. I might be on the wrong tab. And that's why it's important when you're doing arbitrage betting, guys. You need to know how to navigate the sports books. I'm doing a poor job of it right now. Let me take a look at listed pitcher. And you want to move as quickly as possible. So over on Fliff, I have it pulled up right here where it's hits allowed, and it's still over 5.5 at minus 150. And here we go, hits allowed. So Wainwright under 5.5 plus 168. Apologies there. It took me a fat minute to get that thing pulled up. So we know over on the screen right now, I'm going to lock this in for $50 over on Fliff. And this is how I prefer to do it. I have one app on my phone here. So I got Fliff pulled up here. And then I need to put $31 on Wainwright right here. And then I'm going to wait for this to pull up. And then I'm going to hit submit on this and on Fliff at the same time. So we got this over at Fliff, and I'm not going to show you. I can just show you that it is Fliff, but it's going to be poor, poor live streaming. You're not going to be able to read it. And then we got this over at Caesars. So now what I'm going to do is just go back. So that's our second ARB that we hit. And, you know, guys, I'm not doing crazy amounts of money on these ARBs right now. I have in the past. Caesars is one of the best sports books out there. Player prop bets, they won't limit me. I've put over $300 down multiple times on player prop bets. No issues at all. I'm not limited. They're one of the best sports books out there. But over here on the arbitrage page now, we got this for $31. So we're going to make roughly over $2 profit, right? So if you do this, the best part about arbitrage betting, guys, if you do this 2, 3, 4 times a day, even at making just $2 a play, you can rack up $6, $8, $10 easy whenever you have time. And this page is constantly updating all the time, right? Baseball was really slow today. We don't have a lot going on with baseball. Oh my, fourth quarter money line, Lions, Chiefs. Let me finish my thought here before I look at this juicy play right here. You know, this is constantly updating. So there's not an optimal time for you really to check it. Just check it periodically throughout the whole day. If you get some breaks during work, check it out. Check it on your lunch break, when you get home, late in the evening. This is constantly updating. Lines are always being produced for the next day, whether it's football or baseball. So there's always good opportunities. So let's take a look here between DraftKings and FanDuel. Fourth quarter money line. Yeah, when we click into it, it looks like it already changed. So you could see what changed was DraftKings went from plus 150 to plus 130, which is still an arbitrage opportunity, actually. So if we go here and I change this, let me zoom in a little bit. And if I just wanted to say put $50 on FanDuel, this is just over 1.16%. So there is an opportunity here. And so just bear with me a moment here while I log into both sports books. But this would be an opportunity at the moment. So let me zoom out, refresh while I'm logging into these books. And we can see kind of what else is out there. Oh, okay. So here's a great example of what we can't do. This usually never happens. That's why I'm all excited about this. Not excited in a great way. So we just bet over at Caesars, Adam Wainwright under 5.5 hits. And now there's an arbitrage opportunity with his over 5.5 hits at Caesars with Bet Online, okay, an offshore sports book. We cannot make this play. We cannot go to Caesars after we just got done betting under 5.5 hits allowed and then go ahead and bet the over 5.5 hits allowed. That is a dead giveaway to the sports books that we're arbitrage betting, which it is. So we can't do this with Caesars. If we could find another sports book that was offering the same odds at minus 145, which there isn't, Fliff is at minus 150 to plus 155, we can make this play right now. But you never want to bet the over and the under on the same sports book, because that's an easy way for them to flag your account and for you to get limited, or they kick you off their sportsbook platform right away. So we're just not going to touch this. We'll touch this over at Fliff because we already bet this. We could do this again, but I've already made this bet now twice, so I'm going to stay away. But this is one where you wouldn't want to touch it. So simply over here on this 3 dots, we're just going to click hide this bet and move along to the next play. So let me click the refresh button. One thing you guys can also do here on the arbitrage page, if you just click the play button, this will just then constantly, instead of clicking refresh, it'll just show the newest bets that kind of pop up. So I don't have a Barstool account anymore because I can only get like $3 a bet down. But if you guys did with BetUS, Patty Mahomes on his passing completions, this is a really good one. And that fourth quarter money line play is already, it's still here, right here. So we're going to go ahead and try to pull this up. We go to the NFL between DraftKings and FanDuel. So I'm just logged in over at FanDuel right now, and I'm just navigating over there because I'm trying to get this kind of pulled up here for you guys so that we could show it. Yeah, and this is still an R, but FanDuel's odds changed to minus 126 instead of minus 124. So how this would not be an ARB is if FanDuel's odds go to minus 132 and then DraftKings is still sitting here at plus 130, or this play is now at minus 126 and DraftKings odds would drop down to plus 125. There would not be an ARB opportunity here. We wouldn't want to make this play. So let me go ahead and go into DraftKings now as well. But there still is an opportunity for an ARB. If we still wanted to put $100 down and bet 78 bucks, we can make $1.38. Obviously, it's 0.77%. It's not a ton of money, but there is an opportunity there. And feel free, guys, if you have any questions, just ask. If you want to know how this works, there's a lot of other tools that you can get into with OddsJam outside of arbitrage betting, but this is how, when I first started and signed up with OddsJam, I signed up for their arbitrage plan because I was really interested in making risk-free money. And that's what kind of drew me into this. All right, so for this particular play, assuming that we're going to be able to get this on DraftKings, we're going to go ahead on FanDuel. It's not this ARB here. It's less than 1%. So if I'm going to go ahead and bet $50 on this play, I can bet $39 on DraftKings and we can make a risk-free profit of 69 cents. Obviously, guys, I know that's not a ton of money. That's just because it's not a very high percentage, but I just want to go through some actual examples with you that it is possible to make risk-free cash. Obviously, if we put more than 50 bucks on this, we can make even more money. All right, so let me go ahead over here or pull up FanDuel for you. Yeah, so this is funny. Not funny in a good way. So I went over here to fourth quarter, right? So we go click on the game. Usually you guys are going to be directed to here, best bets, popular. But what you have to do is just scroll all the way over to the right and go over to the fourth quarter. And this is when I talk about arbitraging, guys. It moves quickly sometimes. So if I zoom in a little bit, you can see that, you know, we had this at minus 126. Chiefs money line, fourth quarter winner. It's already at minus 138. So the arbitrage opportunity is already gone. And so when usually we're going through arbitrage opportunities, we don't have a ton of time, usually less than 5 minutes, definitely less than 10 minutes. So what you don't want to do is go ahead and place a bet to one side of the ARB and then walk away and then come back a few minutes later to place it. So the arbitrage opportunity is completely gone now with this play. And as you can see, it was at minus 126. And within the last minute or two of me logging on to get onto this, the odds have already changed drastically. And so the value is already gone. So we'll go back to the homepage here and we'll just find another play. But that's a great example, not in a good way, but just to show you, you have to move quickly when it comes to the arbitrage betting. Don't get frustrated if you miss out on an ARB, okay? Don't get frustrated at all. It happens to me all the time. It's just the way it goes. But the more sportsbook accounts that you have set up, the more opportunities there is for you. So that's why we stress at OddsJam having as many sportsbook accounts as you possibly can, because A, we don't know where the opportunity is going to present itself with whatever sportsbook. So the more that you have, the better it is. I do have a Golden Nugget account, and I do have some funds in there. I'm looking to see maybe if I can get Laureano. See, this is wild. See, this is where you could bet this straight up because Bovada sees this completely different than from the other books. Fliff, Golden Nugget, they have us, you know, minus 110, minus 115, and Bovada sees us at plus 140. So, and then, you know, this is a huge difference here. So let's go ahead and take a look. I don't have, if you guys have a Unibet or Bet Rivers account, they do offer some really good ARB opportunities or just some straight up regular wagers. Unibet's one of the few sports books I know that is taking action on esports, CSGO right here. I don't know too many sports books that are taking action on this. So that's a good sign for things to come. Don't see anything currently that I can make an actual bet with right now, but a lot going on with the NFL, with player prop bets for sure. Pacheco, Goff, and then usually, guys, anything that's under 1%, I won't make an arbitrage play on. But one thing that I will make a play on right now for myself is David Montgomery to score a touchdown. I'm going to go ahead and pull this up because it looks like we could be getting pretty decent odds over here. Sometimes I use the arbitrage book, guys, just to make straight wagers and to find sharp bets. So we have two books over here. We have Golden Nugget. See, they haven't updated this yet. So we got Betfred over here, an Arizona sports book, for him to score. So I'm going to throw $50 on Montgomery right now to score. I'm going to go in. Betfred's like Fliff. They don't have a desktop website, so it's on my mobile phone. And I'm going to go ahead and pull up him to see if he is. And just to show you guys my other plays, if you wanted to know what else I'm on, I'm kind of on the over right now for the first half total points at 27. I have the over at 55.5. I got the Chiefs minus a half point for the first quarter spread. I got the Lions on the over. So sometimes, you don't maybe want to have this much exposure to certain bets. Obviously, if the game ends, 17-10, then I'm in a world of hurt. But I bet Mahomes to throw for over 2.5 touchdowns, for him to not throw an interception, and then Josh Reynolds of the Lions to have over 2.5 receptions. So that's what we're on. But we're going to add David Montgomery to score a touchdown. I don't have him on any of my fantasy teams, but if we can get this value at plus 125, this is pretty nice. So I'm just going to go over here to TD scores, and anytime score in Montgomery's here, plus 125. And I lied. I'm not going to throw $50 on it. I'm going to throw 25 on it because I'm a little girl. So we're going to throw 25 bucks on this, and we can do it. I'll try to share it here with my phone to see if you guys can see that. Probably can't. It's too blurry. But Montgomery to score 25 bucks on him to score a touchdown today. So if I was feeling really frisky, I could have put 50 on it, but we're just going to throw 25. But as you can see, guys, the power of having multiple sports books, if you wanted to bet on Montgomery, maybe you're a big Lions fan, right? And you only had a Caesars account, you can only get this at minus 104, but we can get this at plus 125 at Betfred. So it's a really big difference. MGM and Caesars, they see it as the same. But here's the outlier. It's the same exact bet, and we're going to get paid out so much more. If we put $100 down, we'd get less than $100 return on Caesars and BetMGM, but we get 125 bucks on Betfred. So that's why having so many different sports books is really, really key. So let me go ahead and refresh here again. And then if we don't see anything popping off here in the next minute or two, I'm going to go over to the DFS platform. Oh, wow, this is huge for Sky Moore. If you guys wanted to make this a straight bet over at DraftKings for him on his receptions, over 3.5. Pinnacle this is where sometimes Pinnacle can be the outlier. They think it's minus 202 when we're getting this at minus 135. But regardless, the best value is at DraftKings. Again, if you only had a FanDuel account, you're getting this at minus 146. So I don't always arbitrage as much, guys. The reason we can't arbitrage this play with Pinnacle right now at plus 149 is because I'm based in the United States out in Arizona, and you cannot have an account with them. They're based in the UK and Pinnacle. So if we were located in England, we can make an account with Pinnacle and gamble with them, but we can't right now. So, but this is just a play that could be a good straight wager. But looking at how all the other sports books have this priced, I don't think there is as much edge as Pinnacle thinks, because Pinnacle is the outlier here. All right, so let me go ahead and hop over to the DFS Fantasy Optimizer. We're going to go through underdog, prize picks, jock market, parlay play. I'm just going to show you all the top plays right now if you were looking to put together a DFS slip. One bummer this year for me was I was able to get Peacock for free to watch the games. I've had Peacock for free for the last couple of years, and now they're making everyone sign up for their premium plan, which really, really sucks. So I had to re-up my subscription this morning with Peacock to make sure I can watch the game tonight. All right, so we're over here at the DFS platform. Let me zoom in a little bit for you guys. We're over here. It just starts us at prize picks. First thing that I always like to mention, guys, whatever you're playing right now, whatever slips you like to play, 2-pick, 3-pick, 5-pick, whatever the case is, you're going to want to change it, because the plays on the optimizer screen are going to change when we're doing this. The best odds are 5- and 6-pick plays over at prize picks. Really, 6-pick plays should be at minus 118, but we round up to minus 119. But it makes a really big difference, right? If you were only going to do 2-pick man power plays, you can see then there's really only 3 plays on the map that we can do this. The reason is because 2 pick power plays have an implied odds of minus 136. So we want plays that are better than minus 136. We want sports books to price this like Jerick McKinnon tonight for over 3 receptions in the Chiefs-Lions game. The sports books have this price roughly around minus 147, but we can get it at minus 136 over at Prize Picks, right? So that's why we want to add this to our slip, right? If this was only, if they saw this, if we scroll down here, Amon-Ra St. Brown on his over 6.5 receptions, let's just call it minus 126. We don't want to add this play to our 2-man power pick slip because it's not, there isn't value here. We're getting, everyone sees us at minus 125. And no matter what 2 picks we add to our slip, we're getting implied odds of minus 136. That's negative value. We don't want to add that. So if you guys haven't done so on Prize Picks, definitely add Dak Prescott to throw for 1 yard. That's the freebie. But for 2 pick plays, McKinnon and JDC, this guy for CSGO, for 00 Nation, we got him over on his headshot. So if we move this back to a 5-pick slip, you're going to see that there's a lot more options that become available. And guys, with League of Legends, CSGO, Dota, these new e-gaming platforms for sports, there's a ton of opportunities here. Let me zoom out here a little bit one time. But there's a ton of opportunities here for you to kind of put some slips together. So, if you want to just go with the football plays like George Pickens over 3 receptions in the Steeler game, you could do that. But a lot of these guys these slips for the e-gaming are going to be at 2 and 6 o'clock in the morning. So, you want to get these slips in now, but there's some opportunities here. Today's game, Noah Gray over 3 receptions. As long as you're putting together, this is minus 130. So as long as you're putting together a 4-pick, 5-pick, or 6-pick slip, highly recommend adding Noah Gray over 3 receptions. With Kelsey's injury, guys, there could be an opportunity for him to get some more catches. And also, even though Kelsey is playing, he might get banged up in the first quarter. Maybe he gets knocked out of the game. You never know. Gray could get some more opportunities. But as you can see for Prize Picks, man, there is so many opportunities as I scroll down. So many, guys. So definitely recommend you could easily put together 3, 4, 5 slips. One thing that I like to also mention, guys, is if you put together 1 slip on Prize Picks and it loses, there's a lot of variance with 1 slip. So I love to put together 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 slips. I'll put less money on each slip, so maybe only $5, $10 per slip, but I'll put together 5 to 8 slips because you just never know what's going to hit for you. And if it's in green, I don't question it. I put it on the slip and I keep it moving. So tons of opportunities right now with Prize Picks. Probably after this, I'm done live streaming, I'm definitely going to put together a slip. Over at Underdog Fantasy, same thing, 3-pick slips that are uninsured and 5-pick slips that are insured are the best odds at minus 122, minus 120. So the insured slips means for 5-pick, you just have to hit 4 out of 5 and you're going to make a profit. Obviously, you won't get paid out as much if you have all 5 legs hit. So if you take the non-insured, we need to have all 5 picks hit. But a lot of things going on here. So Montgomery, under 2 receptions. That's the biggest one here. Then you got a lot of NFL plays with Herbert. And as you can see, we had McKinnon over 3 receptions on Prize Picks, but here at Underdog, we got him at under 3.5 receptions. So this is where I would still make that play, right? And so the beauty of this is we want McKinnon to basically land at 3 receptions. It's going to push on Prize Picks, but it's going to be a winner here at Underdog. Some people, maybe you don't like to do that. That's okay. Then just pick whichever one that you want. If you want the over 3 on Prize Picks or the under 3.5 on Underdog. But a lot of opportunities here. Over 2 receptions for Marvin Jones Jr. in tonight's game. That's an opportunity. Not everyone can add college football players to the state that they bet in. So just be wary of that. But again, CSGO, guys, so much going on. And because this is a new market, here's a great example of middle betting right here. So this MDS, I don't know who he is, but we can get him at over 30.5 on Underdog on his first 2 map kills. Prize Picks has this at 33.5. So we would bet the under on Prize Picks, bet the over on Underdog. And this is considered a middle bet, meaning that if he hits 31, 32, or 33 kills, we're going to hit on both slips. So that's the beauty. There's a lot more variance with these esports gaming platforms when we're putting together DFS slips, where you're going to see big discrepancies here. Again, this Jim Fat guy, 29.5, we bet the over on Underdog. 32.5, we would bet the under on Prize Picks. So there's a lot of middle betting opportunities. So that's what's going on here at Underdog, guys, a ton. Remember, Fantasy Optimizer is $50 a month. Use my promo code Billy20. It's going to save you 20% off whatever plan that you sign up for. So it would save you $10 a month on this plan, and it would only cost $40 a month. If you're putting together multiple entries, even at just $5 a slip, you can easily make the cost of this optimizer back and then some. Easily, guys. Fully believe that. So a lot going on right now on the optimizer, at least with Prize Picks and Underdog. I'll go ahead and show Parlay Play and then Jock Market. Parlay Play is an even better payout system than Prize Picks. It's not available to me in Arizona, but I would highly recommend it. Their payout system is a little bit better, and they pay out a little bit more than what Prize Picks does for their 5 and 6 pick plays. But again, make sure you know they have a lot more options. They even have 7 pick, which is insane. But here at Odds Jam, the most optimal odds is actually minus 113 on the 6 pick plays compared to the 7 pick plays at minus 117, which is odd because you would think we would get better odds. But yeah, man, Aaron, I got you, man. Boom Fantasy. 1 second here. Let me just scroll down to show you guys some of the plays here going on Parlay, and then I'll go over to Boom. Definitely got you, man. All right. Let's go over, help my man Air out here with Boom Fantasy, show him kind of what's going on. And so right now, there isn't anything that's optimal on Boom. It's not one that I'm familiar with there because I don't have it available to me. But obviously, there's only about 5 plays right now, and they're all in red. So, at your own risk, if you still believe that Bellinger isn't going to get a single tonight or Ian Happ isn't going to, then let me know. But not a lot going on in baseball at the moment because there's only Thursday's always the quietest day of the year in MLB, and we already have some games going on, only a few more on the docket. But there you go, my friend. Sorry it's not there for you. But obviously, I'll be doing this arbitrage live streaming, guys, a couple days from now again. Try to do it 2-3 times a week just to show you how to do it. So that's a DFS platform, guys. Always have something cooking over there. So let me go back and let's take a look at the arbitrage, see if we can go hit some more live arbs. Okay. So still got Laureano here, Blake Bell. And, if we had a bigger slate in baseball, we would see more games and more lines being out. The time we're dealing with right now, guys, 4:30, 7 o'clock. Yeah, Aaron, no problem, man. It's pretty much, I'll pause what I was just going to say there to answer your question. Basically, if the plays are in green, you want to add it to your slip. I'm not saying if you added the plays in red that we just showed on the screen that they can't hit and they can't win you, but long-term, time over time, again, those plays aren't going to be mathematically profitable. And that's kind of what we're all about here at Odds Jam. So a blind squirrel can find a nut every now and then, right? You want to add Bellinger and Happ under on singles. You can do that. But I'm not going to prescribe it to you to continually to do that over and over again. If the plays are in green, we have an edge because the sports books are really sharp. And so those are the plays we want to add. So right now there isn't, but honestly, guys, Thursdays are a slower day for sure in sports betting because we're still mostly going off of the NFL and there are mostly off of MLB, excuse me. And there just isn't that many games going on. And because of the time of the live stream right now, guys, I would say in another 3 hours or so, we'll see some lines opening up for tomorrow's baseball games for player prop bets and whatnot, but just not right now, just due to the time because the games are going on as we speak. So nothing here. I'm looking to see maybe if there's any straight wager plays that I would be interested in making for myself. The Pacheco receiving yards is one that I'm I'm interested in. Now, there would be more of an edge if I was going to make a straight bet on this. There's more of an edge, excuse me, on the they're actually kind of equal because the average odds is minus 117, so plus 100. But really, it would be on Pacheco and Bovada because we can get this at minus 115 average odds, and we can get this at plus 110. So I'm severely limited over at Bovada, so I don't use an account with them anymore. But it's a very good offshore sports book that I used for well over a year and a half. So highly recommend this, guys, if you want to jump on this play for sure. Let me click on the refresh button again and see if we got anything else that really kind of catches my eye. So when we're looking at it this way, if you guys are looking to just make straight wagers off of this and not trying to arbitrage, how we can know is right here, the value would be on Amon-Ra St. Brown. So if you're putting together a prize pick slip, guys, there's a lot of value here because Pinnacle sees it at minus 166. And as I said, 5 and 6 pick entries on prize picks, we can get this at minus 119. Whereas we wouldn't want to bet the under 6.5 because Pinnacle sees this at plus 124, and BetOnline's another sharp sports book. They have it at plus 128. There isn't just enough of a gap for us to really have any positive expected value, even though it's much better odds from BetOnline compared to FanDuel or Fliff. It's just not enough. But you would want to add this play to your prize picks or even your underdog fantasy slip for sure if you're trying to get in the last minute slip before kickoff. Oh, Mark, hey man, yeah. So I was going to comment to you once I'm done with this for sure. But for anyone that's not for sure, on my last, probably when I pulled up my notes, I'll pull that up right now. I love it, man. I love when you guys can kind of catch some of my notes and see what's going on. Let me pull this up and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So the biggest reason why I advocate you guys to use the bet tracker at OddsJam is for this reason. Let me pull up my betting strategy, which this is completely different for arbitrage betting, but it's for straight wagering. This is what I do. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and, so I'm not going to be able to hear in the chat, but basically what Mark was referencing is something like this. This is what I'm just going to throw in the comment section here because I won't be able to share my screen for you guys to see it. So this is like a betting strategy that I have. And the reason I advocate, this is what he picked up on in our last live stream. This is why I advocate for the bet tracker, guys, is because I make roughly anywhere between 15 to at most 40 bets every single day on the OddsJam tools. So I use these tools every single day to make straight wager bets. During the baseball season, I like to then go back and I can export all of my bets to an Excel spreadsheet. And so what I did was I took a look at all of my Major League Baseball bets, money lines, spreads, over-unders. What I found was for this entire season that there was a lot of value on money line and spreads for Major League Baseball bets that had less than a 2% EV edge. So if I go with you and show the positive EV page here at OddsJam, let me go ahead and pull that up right now. Normally, so I found a lot of value with plays that had less than a 2% or 1.5% edge. And that's because I looked at roughly a couple hundred bets that I had on the EV screen. And I noticed that I did very well with those plays. So when we're on the positive EV page, guys, as I'm pulling up my screen right now, you'll see the filters I have are just the recommended filters right now, just so you know where I'm getting these plays from. So basically, the EV percentage right here. So like Richie James, receiving yards, there's a lot of value right now betting his under 19.5 receiving yards. So for money line spreads and over-unders, as I scroll down, this run line right here for tomorrow's Yankees-Brewers game, I found that there was a lot of value and I made a lot of money placing wagers in baseball that had less than 2% edge. So it was a note that I like when I go back, and I'll do this every 3 to 6 months. I'll extract all my bets into an Excel spreadsheet, and then I take a look at each sport. And it kind of helps me understand maybe what's going on. Maybe I had success betting a certain odds range. Maybe I had success betting a certain EV percentage range. And I like to target that, right? That's the best part about the bet tracker, guys, is you bet day in and day out. It tracks everything for you. And then if you want to take a look back at all of your bets, you can do that. And yeah, it's work, but I'm very serious about making money sports betting. So I love to look back at historical data to kind of do a deep dive into the numbers per sport to find out. We're coming into basketball, NBA, and college basketball. I'll do a deep dive into last year's college basketball and NBA bets that I made to see what worked and what didn't work. And I already know that I'm going to bet less money on player prop bets in the NBA because I got killed betting player props in the NBA, but I did very well when it came to money line spreads over unders in the NBA and college basketball. So this is the positive EV tool, guys. Obviously this is just for making straight wagers. This is where I spend 90% of my day going through this tool, but I also go to the arbitrage tool and the low holds tool to find sharp plays as well. But hopefully, Mark, that kind of helps, explains it a little bit more. So, and what's going on? So what tools on OddsJam do you recommend for successful betting there? I recommend all of them because they all can provide it. Here's the reason why. The positive EV page obviously has positive EV plays, right? So certain criteria for certain bets. Maybe Pinnacle doesn't set their lines for certain sports books, right? You can see here for Patty Mahomes, you want to make these plays, you want to make these bets right here. You can get an edge on BetMGM. I love to use the positive EV tool, but as I've shown before in the past, I will go off the low holds page and I will go off of the arbitrage page to find sharp plays as well. So if I go over to the arbitrage page and then I'll pull up the low holds page, I use all the tools. The difference with the arbitrage page and the low holds page is you have to do a little bit of work to figure out how much of an edge there actually is. So on the low holds page, the low holds page is awesome for if you're just trying to rack up sportsbook rewards. So wait for this to pull up here. Basically, if you're just trying to gain rewards with DraftKings or Caesars and you don't want to win or lose any money, then what you'd want to do is use, the 0% plays here to make a bet. But, first thing off the bat, the two plays we just saw on the EV page are here on the low holds page. So Jared Goff on his over-under on his touchdowns, Richie James on his receiving yards. But you can find a lot of really good plays like Jared Goff maybe on his rushing yards right here. So you can kind of see, there's an outlier here where all these sports books have the under maybe priced. I mean, like BetUS would be the play we want to go with here. Pinnacle has this at minus 139. We can get this at even money over at BetUS. So I love to use the low holds and arbitrage page because there are certain markets that Pinnacle does not set their odds for. Okay. So sometimes they don't set their odds. They set their odds here. I'm just trying to find an opportunity where they wouldn't set maybe their odds. So kind of like in baseball, when it comes to player hits, runs, and RBIs, Pinnacle doesn't have a market for that. But you can find these plays on the low holds page or even the sportsbook screen, right, where we see the live odds happening. So I like to use all these tools, guys, to find sharp bets that have an advantage, have an edge. Right here's a great example. Marlins Phillies, tomorrow's game. Pinnacle does not have a market for the first 3 innings total runs. They just don't have a market set up for that. But that doesn't mean we can't find value, right? So you can see that the best way to go is Caesars or over at or FanDuel. So what you can kind of do is you can take the average odds and you can throw this into a no vig odds calculator and kind of find what the fair odds would be. And then if you're getting odds that beat that fair odds, we know that there's an edge on the play and we're going to want to make it. So that's how I use the low holds page, guys, to kind of find sharp plays. Or, if I have, with all these offshore sports books, I have rollover requirements so that I have to kind of churn through because I got a deposit sign up. So I could use this right here with BetUS or BetOnline to kind of work through that. But that's kind of a very long-winded answer to explain to you. That's how I use the low holds page. And then obviously you guys know with the arbitrage page, same thing. Maybe I don't want to actually arbitrage and make a true arbitrage, but I like to find plays that are outlier plays. And you can find a lot of that. So kind of the case in point here, we've been talking about this Ramon Laureano play forever. Pinnacle's not going to have a line set for player hits, runs, and RBIs. You can clearly see there's value on Golden Nugget to bet the under and on Bovada to bet the over. So this is where I would look to find a sharp play, because Pinnacle is not going to give us lines. And because Pinnacle doesn't have a market for this, this play will not show up on the positive EV tool, because Pinnacle has to have their stamp of approval on the positive EV tool. So that's the only way it's going to meet the criteria. So because it doesn't, it's on the arbitrage page, and we can find some value here to make a sharp bet. So that's kind of, guys, how I do it right now. And that's what I'm doing. Let's go with Mark here. 16 days in, trying to find the right configuration. Yeah. And listen, guys, one thing, Mark, this is the best thing about your bet tracker, right? So you're killing the CLV 76% of the time. For those that are unaware of what the CLV is, that's the closing line value. So what do I mean by closing line value? I mean, when this baseball game starts at 6:38 on like 2 hours my time, if Mark bet this on Bovada, the over at plus 140, and at first pitch, if you want to try to go bet this, and the best price you could get was plus 135, then Mark beat the closing line value, because he got a better price than what the closing line value was. And that's called beating Vegas. If you can beat Vegas over 60, 65, 70% of the time, you are going to be a profitable long-term sports bettor. The thing that I'll let you know, Mark, is that early on, if you find yourself beating CLV 65, 70, 75, 80% of the time, but you're losing money, don't panic. It's just variance. It's just bad luck. But if you continually, this is the one metric that you can go off of, that if you're doing a good job as a sports bettor. If you're beating CLV 35, 40% of the time, you're not going to make money, right? Because you're not beating Vegas consistently. But because you're constantly getting the best price with OddsJam, over the course of the long run, you will be a profitable sports bettor. There's just variance, and that's natural, and that's going to happen. And there's sometimes you're just a bit unlucky. So don't be discouraged at all, but I appreciate you showing that. Typically with the EV page, I love to be on the recommended filters. That's what I always said it. Once you understand the tools at OddsJam, how they work, how they get their odds, then you can kind of start tinkering around with your market width and your odds and what you like. But outside of that, sometimes with the filters here, the only thing I'll change with the arbitrage or low holds page is I'll just go to date range, and I'll just go to next 24 hours. Because if we go to the next 7 days, guys, you're going to see a lot more plays open up. Let me click refresh here real quick. And you're going to see that there's going to be a lot more NFL, a lot more arbitrage plays here that open up. And it's going to be player touchdowns for sure, which is wild. So that's essentially what we can do. So as we move, when I live stream for you guys next, I'll obviously let you know on Twitter early on when we live stream, but there's just going to be way more opportunities here for you guys to bet. And on the arbitrage page, you're going to get littered. So maybe if you don't want to see these player touchdowns and you don't want to dive into this, Hard Rock's an incredible book out here in Arizona we have access to. This is the only thing that I'll change, is to find sharp plays. I'll just go next 24 hours just to kind of find out what's going on. And I'll do that with the low holds page. But player touchdowns, guys, there's a lot of arbitrage opportunities. My last live stream, we hit a lot of them. So Golden Nugget is a book that I have out here in Arizona. They're incredible. And it's a great opportunity. So Fliff and Hard Rock, another really good books for this. But you can make, we go off this Aaron Jones play right here. This is almost 5% edge. I bet this earlier in the last live stream. You put $100 down, $65 on the other side, you're making $8 off of one arbitrage. So if you don't want to do that and you only want to bet $25, you're wagering $41 to make $2 risk-free. You do this 5 more times, 10 more times a day, you're making, $10, $20 a day easily. And you can do this with a bunch of different sports books. So if you have Golden Nugget, they're a great book to definitely arbitrage with, or just to find some sharp plays. But that's where I'm going to leave you guys here today. I really appreciate all you guys stopping by again. Reach out to me on Twitter if you have any questions. I'm more than happy to help you out. You don't have to schedule a call with me. Just hit me up, and I'll let you guys know I'll help you any way that I can. I'll let you know the next time, guys, I'll be on the live stream. It might be this weekend for sure, maybe on Saturday before we get into the football week, full slate of week 1. But again, guys, I really appreciate you guys stopping by. And we'll catch you in the next live stream. Enjoy the football action tonight. We'll see you later, guys.